Woo. Damn.
We got to clap.
Blow stuff up.
Yeah.
We're clapping, guys. Hey, guys. Welcome back to the Windows Sounds podcast.
Yeah.
And the Mic Stand Sounds podcast. Guys, it's the Producer Lounge, actually, your weekly music production broadcast. Brought to you by Always 400 and Jebediah Lang, but his tag isn't working, unfortunately.
Jebediah Lang.
Go check out Hyperfield. That's our official, non-official sponsor.
Yeah.
Guys, it's episode 280, and we're joined by Erothyme.
Hello.
Woo!
Thank you, sir.
Good to be here.
Welcome on the pod.
Buddy?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
welcome on the
We're so
podcast.
excited to have you.
Ooh, are we going to do this whole one gay?
We could. Pride Month.
It is June.
It is June.
Yeah.
Hey.
Shout out Tree Soul.
Good luck.
Welcome, buddy.
Yeah, guys, welcome.
Courtsion, friend of the pod, previous guest. What's up, girl? Jacob Waters, legend.
Yep.
Needs no introduction.
Negative.
Chat coming in hard.
Mr. Erothyme,
Chat's
or
coming pretty hard
I shall
tonight,
call you
dude.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you need to shout out? Any plugs? Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me pretty much anywhere. Bandcamp's a great place. Can curate
Perfect.
that pretty well. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Instagram,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's the at?
Erothyme 777.
Oh,
There it is.
Fucking angel numbers
Somehow
over here.
Erothyme was taken.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Even though it was like 2013 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus. Dude.
Someone got in there early.
Super weird. They did
Yeah.
that on Twitter too.
Maybe you pay him off.
Really?
Never used it.
Is it a character from
No,
a
never
book,
used it.
maybe? And somebody was like, oh my God, this is my name for all
No, it's
social
kind of a
media
deep cut. Like it's like half of a word that Aldous Huxley used one time.
Oh,
Okay,
sick.
nice.
Let's go.
And still,
Half
You
of
would
the
think,
word?
yeah, half of it. So
that's exactly why we...
Strange.
Someone got that? That's crazy.
they probably got it because,
Oh.
yeah, but that's
Yeah.
another story.
Same
Yeah.
source.
Oh,
Dude, that's the same
shit.
thing with my name. Aznadel is
That's
just some random bullshit I made up, you know? And somehow there's a guy from like 2013 on Instagram where his name is like Aznaraldo something, like or like what, I don't know. But
Right.
like you combine his first name and last name and it's Aznadel. And I was like, how? And I've hit the dude up, but like he hasn't posted since like 2014. So I'm like, this is
I mean, there's
never
only
gonna
so
happen.
many letters.
Right.
yeah.
That's
Right.
what the tag is for.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's how you
Gamer
find us
tag.
on Instagram, everybody. You put 400, 400, you know, and then follow the people
Yeah.
after that number.
What you should have done is put the 777 in front of your name.
Oh,
and
yeah.
gone gamer tag. That is the fucking
Fun move.
the move.
Yeah.
Although I've been
Aggressive,
seeing-
though.
Yes, yes, it is.
Aggressive, though,
It
with the
is aggressive.
777 up front.
Yeah.
That's true. Keep
It's
the
also
400.
it's bad for SEO because like
Yeah.
with ours, unless you're following one of us, if you just type in the name, it doesn't come up.
Right.
Because it's like there's a 400. It can't be that guy. Like
Right. I don't give a shit.
Same.
But
Yeah.
Fuck
I
the
feel like it
system.
comes up when I've looked. But anyway.
Well, as we know, the most important part about choosing an artist name is search engine optimization.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah.
It has nothing
That's
to do
right.
with
That's the
identifying
reason I
with-
choose my name.
No.
Nothing
What is
about like
most
what it means to you.
searchable?
Yeah,
of course.
all about the
Right.
algorithm,
Dude.
pleasing the gods,
Amazing.
Fuck the fucking gods, dude.
digital gods.
Fuck the mods. Question for Erothyme right out of the gate
Right
here.
out
snap.
the gate.
Oh, snap.
We
All right,
can
get us
start
going,
with this.
Jacob.
Jacob Waters.
Can you please talk about your hardware synths and drum machines and how you incorporate them into your music production?
Beautiful question. Oh, sorry.
Do you do most of the track on hardware and then record, or do you record bits here and there and keep adding to it?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've kind of not really settled on one particular way of going about
Sure.
making a track
Attaboy.
over the years. But the hardware stuff has been mostly just in the past 5 or 6 years for me, for the most part. Although before that, I would always have like one synth that I could play,
Okay,
like so I could play
sure.
the keys, or so that I could, just move a cutoff knob physically, rather than with automation or what have you. But for me lately, it's more about shaking it up, different kind of inspiration. It's more immediate. Your body gets involved, like you're thinking about the signal path in a different way. And I just find that different stuff happens. So when I work with hardware, most of the time, I'm not setting out to get a particular result. I'm in an experimental place. and I just try and get stuff to happen that I find interesting. I'll record for a while, jam, make things gradually change over the course of some time, drop some markers where interesting things happen. And by the time I'm at a place where something happens that I'm like, oh, that absolutely needs to be the hook to a beat that goes like, then at that point I'll stop, and quickly grab anything that I remember was interesting, save the project, like save a new version of the project, start tearing it up.
Start tearing it up. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. But with that in mind, I've been trying to embrace a philosophy of not always having an end goal when I sit down to work on stuff, whether it's software or hardware. Yeah. But I have tempos and keys that I know I like to use a lot, and a whole bunch of things that are halfway done. Some of them are a week old, some of them are a decade old. They're piling up in the background. I've been kind of somewhat keeping track of them so that when something happens that's interesting and it happens to be like in the key of F and it's 80 BPM or somewhere close to it or something, then it becomes like a potential ingredient for anything that fits those parameters. But with that in mind, if I'm thinking about those songs while I'm jamming, then I'm just going to kind of hold myself back and like tell myself no a lot more often, because I'm not at that point like making something that I know is going to work with something that I'm already working on. But if I'm just responding to the sound immediately, I do better work. I'm more engaged, more likely to just do the next thing, to one step follows the other. So it's mostly, the short answer is the hardware is pretty much there to have fun, because unless you're like really a hardware fetishist or doing a genre of music that like relies on the workflow that like hardware sequencers bring and stuff like that, otherwise it's just another way to make sound. And so I really resonate with the idea that you don't really need anything other than a DAW and some understanding of sound in order to make great music, but toys are fun to play with.
Yes.
Amen.
Preach it.
You do learn a lot though from working with analog synths, from working with from modular gear, just about signal path and stuff that does get applied to working in the DAW, changes the way you flow. Sure. But you could do that with VCV rack. So.
Yeah, anytime you can.
Jacob says he's a hard fetishist, but then corrected himself.
Wow.
He says hardware.
He's coming out.
I'm clipping that.
Hard fetishist.
Watch this.
Cheers to that.
Did you pin it?
No.
Oh yeah, you can pin it.
I can?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
I don't know how, but it's an option.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, the getting the body involved
I'm kidding, bro. We'll take that.
It does actually change something though about the workflow. I think just the fact that your body is physically involved, because you're kind of doing arrangement stuff ahead of time by grooving out in the studio and rhythmically moving knobs around in ways that feel good right then, and making like getting from point A to point B in a way that if you sat down and clicked it all out, it would take a long time. And you'd lose your flow and all of that stuff. So.
You lose the sauce.
Yeah, we were talking about Hyperfield outside before the pod, and that's what I was saying. Is like, it's just like the type of thing you can load up, and you're just gonna get a different noise than you might normally make. Right, because you're fiddling with something new.
That tends to be what excites me.
It's pretty fun. Yeah. I fucking love it.
And anytime
and
you
it's out.
It is out. It's out
now
as of last week. All right.
Go look up
Founders Edition.
Hyperfield.
It's $100 off right now.
Founders Edition.
And we are not sponsored. We just love this.
We are.
Kinda. Yeah.
He is our benefactor.
He's a benefactor. So I'd say we're sponsored.
Yeah.
Officially, unofficially, but sponsored nonetheless.
Yeah, anytime you can just work your brain in a different creative way outside of just the in the DAW stuff.
Yeah.
It's always good. It's always good. Or even if it is in the DAW, just working your brain in new ways, trying new plugins, new methods, anything like that. It always just like gets the juices going a little bit more.
Well, the death of creativity is already knowing exactly how something's going to turn out before you even do it.
Yes.
I mean, there's something to be said for the craft in that, and there's a time and a place and all that, and maybe a lot of creativity has to lead up to that moment. But when it comes to being in a creative flow, I mean, the two broad categories of tools that are interesting to me, whether they're hardware or software, are things where I know them well enough that I know how to do exactly what I intend, and things where I don't know what the fuck is going to happen because you're responding to things that are happening. And a lot of time I find like most interesting grooves are in some sense, like throwing yourself off, but then catching your balance again, you know?
Oh,
Right.
nice.
Yeah.
Slightly stumbling out of the pocket and then right back in.
Right on the downbeat.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, I picked myself right in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even same thing with like sound design. You're making a mud pie or something.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, okay, what if I turn this knob the opposite way I always do? Or like, here's this random plugin I never use. Let me try and make it work. Do something with it.
Yeah, I feel that so hard.
And put lazy shit on it. Make it lazy.
What
Be a preset junkie. Throw a bunch of random shit and then random preset everything. Oh, my DoorDash.
What is
Thank you.
What is there anything that you've been fucking with recently in the fuck it up category?
Yeah, I mean, we could go a lot of ways with this. I'm sure we could talk about just that. Oh, yeah,
Let's go.
But,
Let's go.
one of my favorite things the past couple of years has been, because I've made a lot of music over the past couple decades and all that, and there's like, you start looking for more and more new ways to start tracks, but also like ways to use the work you've already done. And one of my favorite things recently has been taking tracks I've already made, like kind of at random, just sort of impulsively throwing several of them into the DAW, and then finding like less than half a second long snippets of each one, and just trying with whatever I grabbed first to make a little mosaic that somehow at least sort of works.
Yeah.
And loop that maybe, group it all together, and put a bunch of random effects all over that channel and start resampling and moving knobs. And you end up with a mess, but a mess that, I mean, well, if you've already got it all like into one key and there's an underlying groove and everything, then you're going to end up with some amount of coherence and a lot of really sampleable material, things that overlap nicely, and happy accidents.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the creative stimulus right there.
Yeah.
Happy accidents and then rolling with them.
Fuck yeah.
It is the
Short
best.
clips, like a beat or two or something.
Yeah, like less than a beat, you know?
Less than a beat.
Like,
okay.
oftentimes just, you know, a few hundred milliseconds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, shit.
But
Okay,
but you
gotcha.
could break whatever, you know.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah,
we're
yeah.
making
No
up our own
rules
rules.
for
We're
it,
making
yeah.
up our rules.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna
but I
follow
wanna-
it to a T, my dude.
I was thinking
No, I'm
about
just
like
kidding.
specifically like short enough that you don't immediately recognize it.
Right.
Okay.
Totally.
But also knowing that if those tracks are already mixed down and have like a particular balance to them, overall a tonal balance, and instantaneously at any given point already sound good, and you're not overlapping them too much without necessarily filtering them intentionally and stuff like that, which this technique does tend to get you in a very like linear, like I do it often in one audio track,
Okay.
so that
Right. You just keep putting them in.
not
right after
always,
each other.
but if you do that, then you can trust the waveform.
Yeah.
And like you don't have anything
Sure.
overlapping
Sure.
and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
That's fair.
But at that point, you just know that you have like a tonal balance that resembles stuff that you've already finished to start with, and that you come up with interesting results. You never get the same thing twice. So.
I can
This
see
is
it.
super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Throw a bunch of your songs into one project and
Yeah.
take little snippets out of that shit.
Yeah.
Especially
fucking good move.
if you have like stems to your release songs. You're like, oh,
Hell
I
yeah.
just want all of my basses for my last EP. And I want to fucking bleh together. I love this.
Not a bad
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. This is great.
Every time I've actually got myself to stem out a release when I'm done with it, I'm really happy about it later. And every time I fail to do that, I am very upset with myself
I
later.
know.
Amen,
I feel
brother.
that.
Stem
Yeah.
out
Interesting.
everything.
Yeah.
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 That's the only way that you can know that you can work on
Have it
those
later.
parts again later.
Yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes it's nice even, I'll take stems from some of my other songs, like just the whole effects channel
Yeah.
or like whatever channel, and just like crudely overlay it on my drop. So I just have like background shit happening and kind of like the energy moments transitioning, and you're like, cool, I just like working off some like training wheels or something while I get the bike going.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if you have like stems from a 120 BPM track and you're working on a 90 BPM track, you can say like slow down that stem of effects and atmospheres and stuff to like 2/3 speed, and it'll go down a perfect fifth and sound very similar to how it did in that other track, but be like oddly different just because of the different
Sick.
play speed
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
And so you can really get the most out of, you know, that one nice sparkly swoosh that you got just right, because
yeah.
if it's being played at like 66% or 75% speed, it has a slightly different feel. Or using stems intentionally from tracks where a 16th note equals like an 8th note triplet in the other tempo,
sure.
so that you can edit the thing as little as possible and still have it have a completely different identity in the song.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fun move. It'd be kind of cool to you make like a 4-track EP,
Yeah.
and then you have a special 5th one that's like the combination of the 4 that you just, you know, do all these methods to. That's like the hybrid fucking mutant of the EP.
It's a mutant. And it's rhythm, of course.
and it has to be rhythm.
Yeah. The drop has
the VIEP.
nothing to do with it, but yeah, the intro and bridge and outro are a combination of all the songs. And then it's
EP.
wall.
Yeah.
I also like the idea. Skrillex will do this a lot, where he just samples his older tracks into a newer track,
Totally.
right? And just most of the time, it's like not even a lot of processing. Like he makes it intentionally like recognizable. So like take the vocal loop from like track of 5 years ago and just pitch it up a little bit and chop it a little, and you're like, oh, it's familiar yet different. And like he's working with original vocals every time that are his, so like why not recycle those more?
I mean, you want to
idea.
make that work like go as far as possible, and it's not even just out of laziness, although that's valid.
Sure.
Totally valid, like because we have finite energy and want to make awesome shit. That's the end of the day, that's the case. But also because every musical idea that you have can be so many things that are all interesting. Like, I mean, maybe not all equally interesting, but that's very subjective. But you might not expect that, you know, that something that you worked on because you thought it was going to be a particular thing would become like the keystone to another track played at 2/3 speed or something like that. But if that happens, then like, what are you going to say? Like, no, that's cheating. I did that at a different time, you know, for a different song. That's not what I meant to do. So
there's
like,
actually zero guilt there.
Yeah.
Because you made it.
Exactly.
In the first place anyways.
And that reminds me too, whenever I'm just making stuff, like sketching something out from scratch without an end goal or whatever, or working on anything and feeling like maybe this isn't the thing for this track, or maybe I'm going in the wrong direction. That doesn't mean that your idea is useless. It's just in the wrong place. And that way, as you can reassure yourself that as long as you're in forward motion and saving everything that you make and cataloging it, then you're never wasting time, and it's always going to come back in a serendipitous way to be like the top loop that you needed for that other track that you were looking for the sauce on and all that stuff.
Yeah, or for us, I just go dig through all those tunes and throw them into the sample packs that we put on Patreon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Which you probably also use.
Amazing. Yeah, totally. Low key, I should use them more.
Yeah, same.
I just have the ones that I made on my computer.
Yeah.
I don't actually have like the full packs.
So I did a monthly sample pack for my Patreon for 7 years straight.
Oh,
just
shit.
one a month for 7 years.
How many?
Before I decided
how many
that
samples on these things?
it depends, but it could be anywhere from like a couple dozen to a couple hundred, and it depended on what it was.
Are they
and
still
all
up
that
there?
stuff.
Okay, word.
They are actually, but I still use them a lot. Like things that I made a ritual out of making a pack every month, but what I was really doing was like sharpening my sound design skills and building up my library of like pre-processed field recordings and shit like that, so that when I need the snare layer that's like a yam on a wood cutting board being chopped or whatever, there's already a folder of those that have been snipped out. Or you know,
Right, you're also cataloging it for yourself.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's great.
That sounds like boring desk work or whatever, but the thrill is when you have that stuff handy at the moment that you need to do some shit.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One part that I have a love-hate relationship with building a sample library is a lot of the time I'll drag in a sound and I'm like, yo, this sound is so fucking sick. And I'm like, how did I make that? Like, what? How did I get to this sound? And I'm like, well, maybe I was like playing with these plugins, but you have no idea. And it's kind of fun because it makes it like magical in a way where you're like, I'm probably never gonna make that again unless I want to spend the next month like hyper nerding out.
But you already made it. There's no need to make it again.
That's true.
And
that's true.
that's exactly why we have renders, like why we can save digital audio files. And isn't that fucking awesome? Imagine being at a time when the only way you could include something in a composition is if you
had it
could
on tape.
reproduce it at that time. Yeah. I mean, even before that, damn. But I mean, that with that in mind, like you probably worked on that sound design until you got decision fatigue, and then called it quits for the night and stuff. And then you don't have to contribute those decisions to your decision fatigue on that day that you were making a track out of it. You've already budgeted some mental energy, allocated it to a time in the past, so that you can make better use of your ideas now. Yeah.
Decision fatigue's a fucking...
It's everything.
When
you can do anything, when you have infinite choices, decision fatigue is the limit.
Yeah.
Right.
It's rough.
Option paralysis.
Yeah, exactly.
In there.
It's like the exact same thing.
It is interesting. I try to just like move quickly if I'm working. And I won't lose steam because of decision fatigue, usually, I think. I don't think that's like a big one for me.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
But it is just like I just don't know what to do at all.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time I just am looking at it going like I have no idea.
Yeah, you've listened to it like 10 times in a row. You're like, something will stand out.
Oh, that's another
Like a
kind of
high-pitched
fatigue.
noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, ear fatigue?
Well, yeah, like oversaturation of the riff
listening
or whatever.
to it too much.
Yeah.
There's a psychoacoustic effect going on there, which is that your brain identifies based from all your senses actually information that it considers to be salient and information that it does not, and anything that is new or that it is unpredictable or that it isn't sure about ahead of time, it considers salient. So as soon as you've looped something enough times, you literally aren't even hearing it anymore. Your brain has constructed a symbolic representation of it in your head. You wouldn't even notice if it was out of balance at that point because all you're doing is checking if it's still there.
That's sick.
There's
a brain's a cunt. Dude.
Yeah, it's for sure. Well, that's where the jamming aspect of working in the studio really comes in, because if you can, even if you're in the DAW and only in the DAW, keep on kind of keeping the musical arc ebbing and flowing, like keep going back to the intro, like keep, whatever. If you've gone through the loop too many times, like make sure you start moving forward. If you've gone forward and got stuck, you loop back, but you just keep not staying in the same exact spot for too long. I always think about, something changed when I realized that when I'm working on a piece of music, looping it over and over again, I'm actually listening to a special remix of that song. And I'm reacting not to that project, but to the rearranged version of it that I am listening to. When I've played the same part 16 times in a row, I'm listening to a version of the song where that part happens 16 times in a row. And my decisions about that thing are based on that now.
Yes.
Yeah. So as close as you can keep bringing yourself back to as if you're hearing the thing for the first time, even if you're just fighting for scraps of that by going back to the last section for context and stuff, it just makes a really big difference, because otherwise you're chasing your own brain that's trying to mute stuff that it's heard
fucking
already.
crazy.
Yeah. That thinks it should now be evolving more than it actually should, because you're on loop 16 and you're just
This is what RNG is for. Fucking I've been throwing randoms.
RNGesus.
Yep, RNGesus.
Take the wheel.
RNGesus,
oh my
that's
God.
right. God damn.
I don't know why I haven't thought about
Sweet
that.
little baby RNGesus.
Yep. So tender
in a
and mild.
manger. I've been putting like melodic randoms on like my arpeggiators and stuff like this, and like just any kind of like modulation things, to just everything's always not the same.
Nice.
Like, well, not everything, but like I try to make it as much like that as possible. Yeah. And it does make it so much easier to keep listening to. Because you're just like, ooh, it did a different thing that time.
Yeah.
Those
What's it
little-
going to do this
yeah.
time?
That one note that happened where you didn't expect it to happen literally like refreshed your auditory cortex's
Right.
attention span.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
that's
I mean,
so
you get
weird.
diminishing returns, but again, you're fighting
Right.
for those little
Yeah.
bits
Yeah.
so that you can keep your perspective. That's legit. I mean,
It's so
at the
fun.
same time, like, I am one of those people at this point who I don't consider a track done until I've completely turned it into audio
Yeah.
with no
Same.
effects on anything but
Same.
the master.
Same.
And that could happen sometimes multiple times along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Doing a lot of you guys ever really like abuse the audio file replace system in Ableton?
No, but I love where you're going.
Oh, I know what you're
Oh, yeah, I
talking
know what you're
about.
talking about,
We
too.
use Bitwig, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I bet Bitwig can do it. I bet
yeah,
it
we
can.
do.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
can.
probably can.
I mean, I couldn't say for sure, but I bet it. Yeah. But the idea being,
You
like,
should try.
okay, you know how fun it is to just take a full track and just chop and screw it. You know,
Right.
like how low pressure it feels, how much you can just like you're in God mode, you can just stretch things out and turn the whole
Yeah.
track backwards and inside out and all the shit, and chop everything to shit, make crazy new patterns with
Yeah.
it, make it into a whole other thing, blah blah blah. So if you have a track you're working on, you render the work in progress, the whole track, and you do that in a fresh project.
Yes.
Then you go and render the stems, and they're the same length wave files.
Yep.
And you can one at a time replace the file with each stem and consolidate it. And now all of that shit that you've done to the entire track, you have stems of. Yeah. You see where I'm going with
I
this?
know what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick as fuck.
that's,
So you can
speed-
take a
yeah,
track
speedy way.
that you were just working on.
Yep.
You print the full version.
Yep.
You rearrange it in a
Yeah.
completely new project, and then you can bring that back in, and you just would have to duplicate it to the amount of stems that you're working with.
You could do
basically?
it that way. At that point, I'd probably be almost like, at least for that moment, starting a new project file from it.
Okay.
Rather than bringing it back. Like the
Yeah.
version of the project before I bounced everything down would be saved and archived as like a pre-stemmed version with like whatever the date is on, the
Yeah.
last time I
Yeah.
worked on it or something. And then I'd have a new project file now where everything's all stemmed out, and also there's all these crazy edits that would take me a million years to do on all the other layers. And if it's like something that worked really well for everything but the bass line or whatever, then you just like delete that part of the bass line and put the stem that hasn't been
Right, you
fucked
just-
up yet.
yeah.
Yeah, or the drums or what have you.
It's cool as fuck. I've never heard anyone talk about this.
Neither have I.
You're like, I came up with it just now. Let's
Been
go.
doing it.
I love this move. It was even making me think.
I need to see like this
visual,
like
yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was making me think, like, I don't know how it would identify, but let's say you had like your 5-minute mud pie, and that was your main bass line on the drop, and
Yeah.
it was all chopped up and split everywhere. You could theoretically just like print that, flatten whatever thing you had, and then sample switch the chopped up mud pie to another mud pie, and it would automatically just like rearrange
Yeah.
everything with your other mud pie.
If you could set this up in a smart way so that you would be likely to get coherent results. If your mud pies all, like, say, have things happening at the same pace, like if they're
Like all
80
fourth
BPM,
notes, 80
yeah,
BPM.
or whatever. It doesn't matter which, but if they're all the same, have different sounds like at the same intervals or something related, like in time, and if they're in the same key or something, then whatever, then you have less to think about.
Yeah.
If it's a bunch of like you have like a mud pie that's just a bunch of chopped jungle breaks at 160 or something like that, and you have another mud pie that's a bunch of chopped boom bap breaks at 80 BPM, you could also do that. And what the fuck would happen? Find out.
Find out.
Right.
This is cool.
Ooh,
I'm
I
definitely
love-
going to play with this. Yeah.
Yee.
I love playful goof kind of ways of going about things like
Yeah.
this.
It's always
This
been
is
about that for
awesome.
me, honestly.
Hell
crazy.
yeah.
Always. I mean, when I started making music on a computer, I was already like, I at that point, probably 7 years from the first time I'd actually like be at a party where there were subwoofers. And
Sure.
stuff, you know, didn't really know anything about any of that. But what was interesting to me about computer music in the first place as a preteen who was just like, didn't want to like do middle school band or whatever the fuck where they tell you how to play music, and also didn't want to like play dad rock or whatever, like, is that you can essentially first off, sounds nobody's heard before, but just like abuse the software to, I mean, that's like, is that the right way to put it? I mean, you could break the software, like see what its limits are to like,
still a little negative with the break.
Definitely. I mean, I'm thinking about
software, your little sub.
I'm thinking about Acid 4.0 before it had VST support and everything, and I didn't know what MIDI was and all the shit. And it was just audio clips, and the plus button was to pitch your clip up, and the minus button's pitch your clip down, and there's a single button slice, and so you could just sit there tearing things to pieces and putting little tiny pieces of them back together and making tones out of fucking stuttered whatever, and that was like what excited me because I didn't know what was going to happen. I'd like take big conglomerations of fucked up, chopped up audio and copy and paste them over themselves after pitch shifting them around and shit like that, and just see how many like little clips you could get to play at the same time before the software would crash, and that got me excited, you know. So I mean, it's not like that's not like the main course of most of what I'm doing now, but I sure as hell like to get into that mindset. Because things happen then where I listen back to, speaking of like save your audio files, I listen back to things I made back then, and I don't know how all of it happened.
Right,
but I remember like what I thought it sounded like, which is not what it sounds like. But I have some inkling of where I was going with it. And every once in a while I sample some shit I made before I knew how to use the software. So especially if you're just starting out, fucking save everything. It's hilarious. You will be happy that you did. You'll find stuff that you'll just be glad
that's a good point.
I have a bunch of old, I think I started like building my own sample pack and like saving audio in a like thoughtful manner in 2018 is my oldest clip I have that like I started,
hell yeah.
And it's so fun going back to all that because like I didn't understand like, oh yeah, you should probably normalize the sample, you should probably not have like a 4-second gap in front of everything. Like I don't know why I thought that was okay, but you don't know.
Just in case.
You're building suspense. It's the ultimate tension and release.
Right. You want to make sure it's at 0 before the sample plays.
For maximum headroom.
Exactly.
Maximum headroom.
It's gain staging.
Right. I are gain staging.
It'd be fun. What is that? What is the plugin by XO? That's like the little dot map of all the samples.
Yeah, I forget the name of that software.
Sample organizing software.
I know what you're talking about.
It was like super popular for like 2 months, and then no one talked about it again.
But it immediately makes me think about.
Sorry, no offense, XO.
I mean that.
I think it's just
we're
called
talking
XO.
about it now.
I think it's just called XO.
Oh,
it might be
the name of it.
I
thought that was the company. Okay.
There was another one called Sononym that did something similar.
Slightly different.
But have you guys messed at all yet with concatenative synthesis?
Oh, no. Zebler's thing?
Well, they do have like the concatenator, and
did he not invent that? Was that? Sorry, just go ahead.
I mean, concatenative synthesis is really interesting. It's like guided granular, and it's kind of the backbone behind a number of other audio processing techniques that aren't necessarily always music related, like forensic audio stuff, voice synthesis, like Siri is concatenative synthesis. The reason why they can have a voice say literally anything after having recorded somebody just saying every sound that they're likely to make in speech is not well, I mean, at this point, I don't know, maybe it's like there's a generative AI element to it at this point. I don't know. But initially, at least, it was all wavelets of a small amount of recording that was stored in the memory of the phone and everything. Like,
it's adorable.
That is so
cute. Being rearranged to make all of the bit parts of speech.
To get the formant.
Awesome.
Wavelets. And I mean, granular synthesis does this anyway, but what concatenative synthesis does in terms of like the plugins that are available to do this, like Concatenator or like Aphex Twin's Sample Brain or Point Zero, or I guess the one that like Rob Kluth was using was called 0 Point, and Incanti made like a duplicate of it that he called Point Zero or something. Anyway, what they do is they have a corpus of sounds that's like the input of your granular synth and a target, which is the sound that is being used as a reference for putting your corpus back together. So it, based on your parameters, will try and replicate the target using wavelets from the corpus. And you can do crazy shit with this by choosing very carefully like your grain sizes and your sample material relative to your target and what your parameters are, as far as like some of them allow the corpus to be pitch shifted, others don't. But Concatenator is doing that, where it's making a dot map of the similarity of a bunch of samples, and then it's using that as a way for it to in real time navigate trying to put back together the sound that you're putting in as an audio input. And so I've used it to do things like you write a synth line using just like a sawtooth with a filter on it or something, but it's a very recognizable melody and it fits with your song and all this stuff. Then you go and throw a bunch of synth stems that are all different, but all in that key into the body. And you just start messing with the parameters and resampling what's coming out. And it's actively trying to recreate your synth line with pieces of other synth lines you've made.
Whoa. So it's almost like the concept you were talking about with just throwing in your stems together.
Yep.
But it's just doing it that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually what inspired me to do that. That's what concatenative synths do, but it's also something that in principle you can do by hand. It's just it's very time consuming to try and actually write music that way, but making a loop that way, different story.
Right. The same way we were talking about like building an additive synth harmonic by harmonic. Like you could do it, but like why would you do that? Kind of thing.
Audio mosaicing, that's another term.
Oh, that's a good term.
Yeah.
Audio mosaicing, I love that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a machine learning powered tool. So, I mean, it kind of broadly falls into the category that we often call AI, but it's a very different tool from like all the generative stuff.
It's a very specific.
Yeah.
It's more of a tool and less of a product.
Yeah, it puts out very wacky results. So if you don't know, if you're not trying to make weird noises with it and then process them afterward, it's probably not the thing for you.
Trying to write a country pop hit might not be the thing for you.
I am trying to make some wacky noises though and process them afterwards.
And then Siri's going to be the vocalist on it.
Hey. The temperature is 73 degrees outside.
We are dropping
it
the
is
bass.
4:20 p.m.
Defining racism.
Okay, so it was called EXO. Wait, what?
XLN,
Yeah, by XLN.
Oh,
XLN. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Quartz.
It's Quartzian. Okay.
Wow.
She's
It's Miss Quartzian to you.
No. Royalty.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. Yeah, that's crazy. I want to look into that shit more.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking earlier about Refractalizer. I mean, not earlier today, but like earlier, like at the park and all this stuff. It came up before, but another plugin that Datamind has made that is granular, and it isn't concatenative, but instead that one gives you a lot of like control over grain size in a musical way that can be like routed, like controlled via MIDI. So that the grain sizes are like the periods of the notes on the piano, and you can smoothly interpolate in and out of tonal grain sizes and free ones and BPM synced ones.
Holy shit!
Refractalizer. It also lets you load in an arbitrary number of source samples for the granulator and smoothly interpolate between them. As it does everything else.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Ooh,
super
I can see
cool.
that making a massive difference.
Yeah, so I've been doing like making mud pies with Concatenator and throwing them through Refractalizer and using that to like hard retune them by manipulating grain size and stuff.
Okay.
As a combo sound design tool.
Yeah,
That's a lot of fun because you're going to get something out of the concatenator that rhythmically and somewhat spectrally resembles the thing that you're, like the drum break or whatever, or your previously made track that you're giving it as an input, putting it back together with all your bird samples and scissor snipping samples or some shit. And then that's going to the refractalizer, and then you end up with something that's like, it obviously is musical, it's very abstract, has a pace, it's in key. I don't know what the fuck I'm hearing. Definitely wouldn't have put it together by hand or with previously existing tools.
Sure.
And I mean, the more that you just use the same techniques over and over again, you just want to use tools that will surprise you. So that's fun stuff.
Do you have a video going through this on your Patreon by chance?
Shit, not yet.
Not yet. Look forward to that.
That's
Should
a good
do that
idea.
and do the
idea.
sample swapping one as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That would be an easy one to do also, like, because it's just, it does feel like it works too well, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know what
yeah.
to say to that other than like, holy fuck, I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
need-
look into all this.
Yeah, I need to look
Yeah.
into this concatenizing,
Hell yeah.
And refractalizing.
concatenizations.
Yeah.
That concatenation situation.
The name is great.
Yep. It literally tells you what it's doing. Just adding one thing to the next, adding one thing to the
Right,
next, one at a
right.
time.
Yeah. So a lot of your process of just writing a song as a whole is just like seemingly 50% just fuck around and find out.
That's a big part of it's how you get things started, and it's also how you trick yourself into thinking you're making something new and open-ended before you then realize that you were actually working on the part that fit with that other thing, which is again how you just keep yourself excited, which almost all of my production tips are like psychological. That's
Right.
really important. That again, that whole, like, if you can do anything, the limit case is, what do you have the patience for? What do you have the attention span for? All of that.
It's honestly like a massively overlooked side of production that I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about.
Hugely.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why hopefully most of us, I mean, I say hopefully, I'm not judging anyone who has a different point of view about this, honestly, because music is a big thing and I don't understand all of it. But for a lot of us, I guess, you start making music because you're enjoying it, right? And because you get a certain kind of delight out of making it. And if you're not still doing that after a while, you develop a negative relationship with your own art.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is a heavily psychological aspect of the whole thing. But I mean, music is so old. I mean, arguably older than humans. Definitely older than pants, for sure. Confirmed older than pants.
Music is older than pants.
There are flutes that are older than the first pants.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure. It's almost certainly older than language.
Pants came around
works
in
with a
what,
lot
the
of the same.
1600s?
You mean the 60s?
60s?
BC.
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
Shit.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's the
jeans?
mother
Yeah,
tongue.
okay,
That's all I'm saying. It's the mother tongue, music, and
Right.
you're either you're either saying something with it, or you're like, you've learned to like repeat a form that like gets a result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just don't like
I mean,
thinking
it's-
that way about it.
It is math
It is.
at the end of the day, and math is the language of the gods.
That's
So-
I completely agree with this. As a physics nerd.
So if math is the language, then music is the song.
The Song of the Gods.
Song
Oh,
of the
man.
gods.
Like, I mean,
Just all
Music is
music.
the song.
Yeah,
music is the song.
What do you know?
Hang that up in your in your living room.
I know, right?
Live, laugh, love. Music is the song. Home is where the heart is. Yeah.
Damn, I wish we had the fucking
I
sound
know.
effects.
I've been missing them the whole time.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Jesus.
But yeah, I mean, music is quite literally the at the interface between math, physics, nature, human psychology, physiology, culture, personality, like all of these things. It comes together in that there's aspects of what makes music that existed before planet Earth existed, not the psychological side of, like what we understand as humans of like listening to music as an experience, but the fact that resonances, that harmonics in 1D, 2D, 3D, depending on the physical scenario you're
4D.
describing, have so much to do with why things are the way they are. And we recognize coherent patterns, and we not only are comforted by coherent patterns, but like we are able to detect them on time scales that we can't even consciously appreciate. Like every time you hear a harmony, you're listening to a pattern that happens on a millisecond time scale, when your consciousness only, like your awareness of your own consciousness only seemingly refreshes once every 25th of a second or so, maybe. You know, so there's things in the kilohertz range have already happened dozens of times by the time you got to the next frame of your own awareness of the passing now moments, you know? Like, so you're noticing, I mean, like, coherent patterns, and not only like having an aesthetic appreciation of that, but like an emotional reaction to it, and one that somehow matches like something that was felt by the person who put those patterns together. How crazy is that? Like, you can't be as precise with it as you can with language, but you can say things with it that you will never say with words. And that's a really big thing to just kind of have on your plate.
On deck.
On deck,
Yeah,
that's why I got into the shit.
that's right. That's why he was like, I'm bored. I really need a downbeat. A big boom.
A big bang.
Yeah. And then there were these
the first
baryon
song was
acoustic
born.
oscillations and these
He's like, look at these oscillations.
temperature differences in
dude.
the CMB that become the spacing of the galaxies today. And then now we're like EQing our snare drum with the same tech that was invented to detect nuclear weapons tests and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What the fuck universe is this? I know, right?
It is very strange.
That's the thing.
And
it's
then-
all just a delay network.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
all just one high feedback delay network.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all
Right.
just in a simulated room.
Yeah. That's what's always fascinating about like live shows specifically too. Like when the energy of the whole crowd and whoever's playing is like in sync with each other, it's the craziest fucking moment. It's like it's like a feedback
So
loop
cool.
of
Straight up.
emotion and
Straight up.
weird visceral psychological physics based, like all of the things happening at once, and everyone's like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Like,
Well, then
and no one
there's-
can really say why, but
And then there's the chemistry involved.
Yeah.
Like all of that is just triggering weird
Yeah.
fucking compounds that go into other weird spots in your brain, and you fucking react.
Oh, dude. And when there's like a kick drum that's hitting at some kind of a regular interval, like
Yeah.
be it 4 on the floor or not, but you know, you get the downbeat coming back. Everybody in the room has an electrical impulse generated by their brain, something like 100 milliseconds after that kick drum hits them,
Right.
all at the same time. You know, when the tension's rising in the room, everybody's cortisol is going up all at the same time.
Right.
yeah.
And so,
Yeah, you get
or
that.
just energy coming at the same time, live together.
Energy come.
Wow, that's a throwback, I feel like.
Throwback.
Throwback,
Shout out
dude.
Slomato episodes.
Slomato.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
R.I.P.
And then it's really easy to like forget that like that is like one of the main reasons we make the styles of music we do. It's like specifically for the like, it's so easy to nerd out and fucking become a little hobbit in your studio, and it's dark and you're there for fucking
Got
40
something against
days and
hobbits?
40 nights. No, I'm just I don't know why I used hobbit.
as long as
hermit,
you're
hermit is what I meant to. Yeah.
as long as you're still nodding your head, I think that's chill.
Amen,
Fair
brother.
point. Yeah.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. If you're nodding your head, everyone else will be. Well, a good chunk.
Yeah, that is a good headspace to be in. Just don't listen to it on loop too much.
Yeah. Not more than 16 times.
Take a
It's the
break.
magic
Well,
number we agreed
make
on.
sure you transition after a power of 2, you know?
Yeah.
Make sure you feel that
Right.
30-second bar coming back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is still math. It is still math, and there's like some easy hacks. You don't even have to look at it or hear it. I guess you could, if you know what's happening enough, you could just make a decent song without
Hell yeah.
listening to it once.
Definitely.
You could easily
I've
make
seen
everything
people
harmonize.
try.
Oh, yeah.
On the internet.
It's fun.
The Beethoven
It's fun to do. It is fun to do.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah. You don't listen and you
Beethoven
just yeah.
Which, if you're working in MIDI and with some easy tones, easy. That's that's.
If you have a spectrogram,
right?
Then,
Yeah, you're fine.
I dare you to try the Helen Keller challenge.
Yeah.
That one's hard.
Too soon, man.
What? I couldn't.
You're just like randomly hitting
Hear ya.
your keyboard and just like.
Well, first you have to find your way to the studio.
Yeah.
Figure out how to log in.
to start
to
the
your
challenge. You have to like go outside and have your friends spin you around a bunch, blindfold you.
Drop you off in Texas.
Yeah.
Get home.
Find your way back and then make a beat.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, once you start
24
that
hours.
goat farm, you can finally use some drum samples.
That's right. That's right. That's what we're talking about on the spot all the time, dude.
We're all goat farmers here.
Yes, of course. Make it from scratch.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not, what are you even doing?
Shout out goat farmers.
You better be planting those seeds of that grass that those goats are eating.
Oh yeah. Honestly, that would be such a banger shirt. Just like a little pocket and just says goat farm. A little goat on the back or something. That would be
Damn.
so
We
hard.
make goats.
Feel free to steal that, but
No.
if you do, you have to send us 4 free shirts.
That's true.
Yeah. Maybe like 10. Send us 10 shirts.
Yeah, we might need 10.
We can pass them out.
Well, I
I'm in.
do have
Goat
some.
farmer?
I have some interesting TikToks.
Do you not know that?
Oh shit!
What
Goat farmers.
the goat farm is referencing?
Oh, no.
Using drum
Oh.
loops is cheating, so
You gotta make your own drums.
you got to make your own drum samples. But
Oh, right,
using
right,
pre-made
right.
samples
Yeah,
is cheating.
Yeah,
so
okay, gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah,
But for the people
I do
at home
know
that
this
don't,
one.
keep it going.
Yeah, well, you don't want to use pre-made samples, so
Yeah,
you got to
of
record
course.
your own drums.
Right,
but
yeah.
you don't want to use pre-made drums, so you got to build your own drums. But you don't want to use pre-made goat skins for your drums, so you got to raise your own goat.
Yeah.
And then I haven't made a lot of music lately. You know,
All the goat
whole,
farming.
the whole goat farming. Yeah.
It is pretty funny all the ways
Honestly,
that we
I
make
want
things
to,
harder for
I want
ourselves.
to have the goat farm.
I respect it.
You know?
I respect
that
it.
too. Yeah.
But I'm going to have to do some mining of some serious minerals
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
in
trying
order to build the computer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What if you
And,
could?
you know,
could
there's
you
some
make?
serious... There's some very technical issues we are going to run into here, I feel like.
I have an idea. We make an analog
Okay.
computer out of the goat farm. Like the
We could do
goats.
that.
Power the computer.
Yeah, like do they feed or not feed is like a 0 or a 1 or
Yes,
something. You know,
yes.
like
Yes.
which like
Yeah.
you know which compartment in the stable is occupied at that time. Yeah,
Can we build a mud pie like that
That's true.
somehow?
You
Oh,
somehow
that goes.
just write the data down
yeah.
on a piece of paper that you made from a tree in your yard, and then you
That you made
build
in your yard.
drums and guitars.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Essential.
And then you basically, a band is like as far as you're going to get. You can't get a computer out of this. You're
Not
not,
for-
you're
not
not
for a
making
long
your own
time.
computer.
you just
Yeah.
you really take your time with it. Like if
Yeah.
once you've arranged the one state of your CPU out of your goat farm, you have a single capacitor store that voltage, and then you go to 1/48,000th of a second later, rearrange your goat farm, create the next sample. You could do it.
Have you guys seen 3-Body Problem?
It is doable.
I haven't seen that or read it, but I've studied the subject
The
of the
actual-
3-body
yeah,
problem
okay,
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Shit.
this this might be a spoiler. I don't think it should be, but
Oh, good.
there's this whole thing where
Oh, you spoiled it.
Oh,
sorry
fuck.
guys. God, I don't even know how to explain it. They're like back in time, and there's this king like leading an army or something, and they're trying to like solve the 3-body problem, but they're using like thousands upon thousands of soldiers to just like flip a sign from like one color to the other.
Holy
Basically
shit.
just like a binary.
Yeah.
Like, they built a computer out of people. Honestly, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's like something like that.
I mean, the trippiest
So-
shit about computers is that that's basically how
That's
they
it.
work,
Yeah.
actually. That's just really small
Yeah.
flashcards, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
One electron or what have you.
Yeah.
Right.
So they had the thousands of people in the army doing that, and then there was like one guy like somehow paying attention, being like, "Oh yeah, okay, blah blah. blah. Okay, here's the answer. Let's try this." But like we just do that with goats.
Exactly. Of course. You understand.
Yeah.
Of course, obviously.
Yeah, the 3-body problem, but with goats.
We can solve the 3-body problem with goats.
I don't know
I
what
mean-
the
and make
3-body
dubstep
problem is
in
at
the
all.
process.
It really provides warmth
it's a
to your
whole
low
thing.
end.
It's it's a whole thing. Well, I guess we're still waiting. The 3-body
Do you know what the 3-body problem is? How
What,
to
the physics
explain
of
it?
Yeah, more or less. So when you have two bodies in space that are gravitationally bound,
Imagine
you have
like two suns.
yeah, two suns, two planets, two asteroids, whatever, two rocks, a planet and the sun,
boobies.
Earth
Too
and
many
the sun,
things.
Earth and the moon, whatever. Yeah, okay, you have two objects. They're in orbit around each other. There's a finite set of I'm wording this non-rigorously already. There's actually an infinite set, but bounded, of solutions to
Sure.
this
Yeah.
two-body problem where these bodies can be in orbit around each other essentially indefinitely.
Right.
Where just the fact that they start with a certain speed going in a certain direction, they're
Yeah.
pulled to each other by a certain amount, they will end up going in a stable orbit around each other, never touch, and never deviate from that until something else disturbs them.
Very convenient.
With three bodies,
Yep.
the problem becomes unstable. And it's funny, it's actually kind of a
Right, I see.
misunderstanding that people say that it's not solved. It actually, there are many solutions. They're all unstable. There's a bunch of ways
Yeah,
that three bodies
yeah.
can be perfectly locked together in in a balanced
Orbit.
system where they'll continue doing that pattern forever. But it is a razor thin answer where like any slight deviation from that will cause two things to collide or one thing to go
Right,
flying
right.
and the system goes to
All it
chaos.
takes
Oh,
is
it
a
goes to,
chaos.
it goes to
chaos.
shit really quick.
Really quickly. Yeah,
Like
with the
in-
slightest, with like you blow on the moon and yeah.
The
Yeah.
wings of
I
a
never-
butterfly.
I didn't realize there was actually like solved versions
Yeah.
of it. Okay.
Well, yeah. So they're unstable solutions. There's just no
Sure.
stable solution.
There's no stable solutions. That's
but
the whole
and
thing.
it's an interesting thing because you see bodies in space, lot more than two of them interacting all the time. But what you have is things nested into the gravitational influence of things that are dominant enough in that region that for all intents and purposes they act like it's a two-body problem. Like in simpler terms, a moon next to Jupiter is feeling Jupiter a lot more than it's feeling the
Right,
sun.
right.
So it doesn't become a three-body problem. However, if Jupiter was a lot closer to the sun,
Right. There's
the sun would
proximity
strip
and
the
weight.
moons off of it.
Right, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jupiter's just like a 64 body problem.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Well, because the way that it gets away with it is that for each of the
one
moons,
big ass.
they care about the other moons very little compared to
Yeah.
the influence of Jupiter. So you can treat it almost like a two-body problem, just like slight.
They're all like, yo,
slight
that's
changes.
daddy right there.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jupiter is. I mean, what can you say? Like,
It's sick.
this would be a
dude.
different
Jupiter's-
place.
Yeah.
This whole place would be so different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, without Jupiter.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean,
it'd be
it's
raining asteroids.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's prevented some from hitting us, and it's thrown some at us. So,
Right.
and we got hit with just the right combination of asteroids to be sitting here talking about EQing your snare. So,
Yeah.
thanks, Jupiter.
Shout out
farming.
Jupes, dude.
Yeah,
Shout out Jupy.
I'm so glad the Big Bang happened that one specific way that led
Yeah, I
to
know. Holy shit.
yerba mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a pretty good timeline.
Like the
it's-
yerba
it's
mate
considered.
and
It's a little weird.
rhythm.
It's a little weird, but
fucking
it's
weird.
okay. Do you guys want to go into these TikToks I
How
got
could
here?
it not
Let's
be?
run
Got
them.
some TikToks.
We got some talks.
Sorry.
What are the
everyone.
kids doing on the TikToks?
You don't get to see it.
Tic-tacs.
There. Okay, and it just shows. That's not
Nice.
the right one.
This actually is the video. It's just a black screen for 12 minutes.
This is a psychological
It'll be fun.
experiment.
For your benefit, guys.
Y'all just act like you're watching videos, and I act like I can see them.
Yeah, we're all just like, oh, shit, that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is a funny one.
Oh yeah, this one's great.
Oh, yeah. Super good.
What's your number one reverb tip?
Automate the snot out of everything in reverb. Automate the wet dry, automate the decay time, especially on time-based effects, because when you do that, you start to get some crazy, interesting results that are really fun to play with.
That scares
Easy
me. I
tip,
don't like doing
but-
the decay automation.
Oh yeah.
It just breaks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for sound design, it's beautiful because you're getting some pitch drift, which is great. So you get into those happy accidents. That's how most of my turnarounds are made. Is like stuff like that, with like delay or whatever.
Are we automating in the reverb much?
Sometimes, but it really depends on the reverb because,
Yeah.
I mean, how about like automating the size on the reverb and getting a bunch of fucked up crunchy artifacts and shit?
That's what I was thinking. The size, not the decay.
Yeah, but it does depend on the verb. I mean, some of them can handle it.
Exactly.
But also sometimes you want those fucked up crunchy artifacts.
Exactly. It depends on what you're trying to get.
Shit, if you make the decay short enough, you can really like work your way out of it really fast. So
That's true. That's true. Have you ever played with Utopia?
no.
Oh,
Is that a reverb?
Sick. Yeah, it's a spectral reverb.
Okay.
It's fucking awesome. It's so cool. It's like Fab Pro R mixed with like, I don't know, some other reverb had a baby and it was spectral. So you have like the decay EQ, so you can make it. It's we don't have to go into it now, but it's a very cool reverb, and you should check it out.
Reverb is king.
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn.
Yeah.
Do you guys
super
ever
tonal.
record your electronic parts like in rooms and then put them back in the project?
Yeah, we have before.
I have.
Hell yeah.
I wish I did it more.
We had a phase. Yeah.
There's a thing like
Make
I mean,
an amp room.
especially knowing that every studio sounds different and everything. Like that's for me the quickest fix. I find like the quickest like simple fix to if something sounds amazing in the studio but then doesn't translate is to record it in the studio and blend it in the DAW.
Crazy.
I feel like I said this like a few weeks ago, just as like an idea, but you're saying that works.
It does.
He's
I mean,
already on it.
Yeah,
He solved
my
the fucking
God.
been doing it for you.
Are you New Yorking that bitch? Just
wait.
compressing
like on the hold on,
on
sorry.
the recorded version.
On the recorded version. I mean, I think it helps to reel it in a little bit first, but also to bake them together, to like compress it with the dry
Together
stuff. To kind of to get it to blend. You don't want it to sound like two separate things. In fact, it often works best just at the perceptual threshold, where if it was any quieter, you don't quite know it's there. In fact, because you don't want to notice it actually, and well, unless you really like it and you decide you want to notice it. But if you're trying to get just that three-dimensionality out of it, I'll say one detail about this that changed the game for me. Well, I'm really into field recording. Been doing it a long time. It's like fucking thousands of field recordings tucked away, and I still use things that I recorded a long ass time ago and all the shit. Are those
in some of the packs?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's a lot of time where a lot of the source material comes from. Not always, but the thing about a lot of field recording mics is the XY mics or other forms of stereo mics, whatever they may be, have a certain dimensionality to them in the first place. So, I mean, if you wanted to widen up a stereo sound, you could use the Haas effect, or you could use a stereo widener, and all these things are valid and have a particular flavor to them. You can also re-record it in a room stereo. And all of a sudden it has three-dimensional like width. And even if the room is very dry. And even if you mix it very gently in and maybe just like boost the sides channel in certain places that sound really good and cut away anything, on the low end and the
preach, baby.
All that.
It'd be fun to do a podcast episode where we each have two mics for no reason.
The ASMR edition.
That'd
be
It's all whispers too.
I could just pan it. So you guys are hard right. But the room
we have
mic.
4 mics already.
But the room mic for you guys is far left, and then we do the same thing with us on the far left.
Everyone listening is like, why does this just
sound
why
does this sound
weird?
like
No, they're all like, how come I can only hear 2 of them? Because they don't even realize that they're only listening to the left channel.
Exactly. Just have one headphone in.
I've always thought it would be fun to have stereo podcasts, but like if you're switching cameras now, we have an issue with what should be left or right, and there's so many issues where it's like
so many.
No.
Well, if you just do a horizontal mirror of the entire podcast, then you're never wrong. Or you can only be half wrong at a time.
Right.
You're always half
true.
wrong.
Right.
It'd be fun for no reason to mix the pod for like a 5.1 setup.
I mean it is stereo.
The thing that got me
moving through.
sorry. The thing that got me started on that technique for getting dimension out of like flat sounding signals and everything was actually recording live sets with a Tascam, getting a 4-channel recording where the line inputs are going into the line signal is going like auxiliary to the line inputs of the Tascam, and it's also recording with the stereo mics from the stage. And if you mix those together in a clever way, you can keep the clarity of the clean recording while also the sound of the room and some sense of like, you know, hearing the things going on in that room. But I realized quickly the first time I did it that some of the songs just sounded better, even though I had just played out that track without really changing much of anything. And it turns out is because I was listening to it in effectively like in a room with like an actual like acoustic reverb sound.
Right.
And
It was convolved,
yes,
basically.
Yeah. Quite literally. Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I fucking
so
love that
fucking
shit.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, so now I do that for
Yeah.
pretty much every time I play. If I can make sure I have the things handy, I'll get a recording like that, and usually play things that aren't done. And then sometimes things will sound really good, and I'll sample them in the album version. And
Right.
it's a funny moment where you,
Oh my god.
yeah, I've realized that you're 2 or 3 layers deep on that, where the track has like recordings of the song that had recordings
Right.
of the song
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it.
That's
baked
fun.
into it.
Yeah.
It's fractally, dude.
And you're gonna inevitably get like crowd noise
Yeah,
in
exactly.
there and like shit like that.
Which is
use some
just
sweeping filters, and it's basically just a Gaussian blur of mid frequencies.
Yo,
Gaussian
shout out
blurred.
Gaussian. I love
Motherfucker, did you know?
dude.
Did you know Gauss figured out how to do FFT in the 1800s, but didn't tell anybody?
No, he did not.
He did
What?
on paper.
Psycho.
On paper. Yeah, he was using it to track asteroids. He was using it to
What?
take 2 or 3 data points and completely reconstruct asteroid orbits. It was a secret weapon for mapping the solar system. And then it was like the 1950s or 60s when we figured out
What
how
he
to
was
do
up
the
to.
same math.
Dude.
Didn't find out until later because he had written it in a personal notebook, like backwards in an archaic form of
Yeah.
Latin
Yeah,
or
of
some
course,
shit.
of course.
And he was like,
Yeah.
"This is probably dumb.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I
don't
can't give
need
away
that."
the sauce.
He's like, well, this is
or
useful.
He knew.
but-
He
yeah.
was like, "This
Yeah.
is the sauce. The world is
Like-
not ready."
if people know about this too early.
Mathematicians are a different breed.
Dude,
Yes.
for real. And
I-
it's crazy,
yeah.
like how fucking ahead of the curve some of these motherfuckers are. Like so ahead. Like with music, there's people ahead of the curve, but not in that way.
Yeah, there's not too many people that know about the Octonians, dude. Fucking, it's pretty rare.
It's rare.
I mean, that's a tale as old as time, though. I mean, it's hilarious to me, like the joke that you know, math is like a useless enterprise because, I mean, people who legitimately think that doing math is a waste of time are, you know, they find it funny, and then people who know better also find it
funny.
hilarious because like
Because they're running the world.
every time we like have a leap forward in our understanding of physics, it's like, oh, some dude 50 years ago already made the math for that, but it was in an abstract space that he didn't think was physically significant.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
Turns out like it's just the same logical language, you know.
Yeah,
behind-
it is.
you know.
It's the language of the gods, dude.
That's right.
It's. Oh, I heard somebody say it in a fun way.
Uh,
It was like,
Energy coming.
no, it's like the architecture of our reality, or some kind of thing.
I like the
it was
sound of
like
that.
a fun like phrase where you're like, ah, yes, that makes perfect sense because it's always true. Like it doesn't have bias.
Okay.
Like it's this, you know,
It's Lucifer's thing, dude.
it's Lucifer's thing, dude.
Damn.
Speaking of Lucifer, do you guys want to watch this second TikTok?
Yeah. This is the Satanist VST.
Here we go.
Yep. No, I have no idea. I can't remember.
That would actually be
Eating
sick.
babies.
Oh no, this shit is fire. This shit is great. This guy right here is doing the Lord's work.
I'm on a mission to take these plugins that are hundreds of dollars that no bedroom producer can afford and make versions of them that are affordable for everyone.
Whoa.
The first plugin I made on my Quest is
Robin
called
How
Over
noble
here.
of him.
So this is his Soothe
The astrology VST?
producer
Yeah.
can afford
here.
and make versions of them that are affordable for everyone. The first plugin I made on my Quest is called Moonpiece. This is a clone of Soothe 2. It is out now. It's available. You can get it for only $9 instead of $209. And I just finished my second plugin on my Quest, which is called Balance. And this is a clone of Gullfoss,
legit.
which is also a really
Yeah.
popular plugin that is hundreds of dollars.
Why do you have to make it
And
light
then I'm
team, though?
working on my
Fucker.
third plugin on my Quest, which is going to be a combination of a ton of plugins that I really like the CLA 2A compressor, the Oxford Inflator, Harmonic Exciter, all these plugins that, again, individually cost hundreds of dollars, bundle it all together into a really, really affordable little plugin. So if you're interested in that, you want these plugins, but don't want to shell out that much money or can't, follow along.
Give me the money.
Right?
I vibe coded all this. I'll
Here.
take the.
Hey, if it works.
Yeah. No,
Right.
honestly, respect.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get the moon piece and the balance one because I like Goldfoss. Like I use it on this podcast.
Yeah.
I use it
Especially-
frequently.
Yeah.
$9.
It's really handy.
Like, if he's actually just charging fucking basically $10 for all of these, like,
I love how it's
Why would you
$9.
not?
It's specifically $9 because
Smart.
Sue's
Marketing.
was like fucking $209. It's like why?
Well, the difference between
yeah, like why 9 in there?
Well, for him, he gets to keep it a single-digit number.
Right? Yeah. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, that is a flex.
yeah, no, that's cool. I respect it. We have been talking about it a bunch lately, but we are in the era of like a VST renaissance.
Oh my god.
And this
Beautiful.
is just further proof that, like,
It's so crazy.
Yeah. When are you gonna make?
Great question. I mean,
VST,
I'm
huh?
thinking about it a lot because I'm doing sonification stuff like for space physics research right now.
Okay.
And like doing stuff with signals that are actually like used in studies of electromagnetic waves in like Earth's atmosphere or around the sun and everything, and studying things like orbits and like we talked about a little bit before, that are all very have a lot of like related frequency information or like a periodic pattern basis and all this stuff. And I think every time about how cool it would be to, I mean, I've seen things that kind of resemble this, like usually like superficially, which I also appreciate because like a pretty VST that makes it's fun to use is fun to use. But what if like, what about a synth that can only do harmonies that correspond to stable orbits?
Right.
Or like I'm thinking about, you know, that
Interesting.
what was it? The
dude, the three body problem
My-
fucking
My brain
like,
just
preset.
exploded.
what was that VST superposition? Is it superposition, the one that's based
I
on the
don't know.
Schrodinger equation? You know,
Yeah,
the one-
I forgot about this plugin.
well, it's a physical model in a sense because the Schrodinger equation is a physics equation that has to do with physical systems, but it isn't describing a room.
It's a physicsal model.
Physicsal model for sure.
Physics called.
Yeah,
Dude,
physicsal.
Physicsal.
But things like that get my wheels turning a lot because, I mean, honestly, something that I'm surprised I haven't talked about in this time is just this. I've had a long time fascination with the idea that music is the ultimate mnemonic device and that it's the ultimate thing to like drill like relationships between like patterns in time into your mind and to like, I mean, we see it on a personal level too with like
Very good.
you have memories, like you can smell the room that you first heard a particular song and stuff like that.
Right, or you can remember information if it rhymes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big time.
yeah.
I mean, that's the earliest form of memory,
rhymes,
of
right,
storage,
Right,
of
yeah,
information
yeah.
storage was songs.
Exactly.
Was like the oral tradition and everything. But anyway, with audio
Baphomet. What the fuck?
sonification stuff, yeah, you can very quickly end up with like things that are like unique in regards to what you're used to experiencing with VSTs and a DAW, but which have to do with some like relatively simple like fundamental physical property of nature or something. And then if you aren't thinking about it that way, it's just like a unique VST. And if you are thinking about it that way, you can literally study like Newtonian mechanics by playing with that synthesizer.
Yeah. I wanna
Yeah.
make a patch
We're
that's
doing
like based
alchemy.
off the phi ratio or some
Oh,
shit
yeah.
like that.
Hell yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Fucking
dude,
great
let's
idea.
go. I love this.
I mean, the phi is really close to a minor 6.
Is it actually?
1.618 is very close. Like 1.6 is like a 8-to-5 ratio, which is it's like a just intoned 8-to-5 minor 6. and it's like a little bit sharp. I think maybe I got this backwards from the equal tempered version of the minor 6, but it's like recognizably. Yeah, I mean, interesting. Like just that, I don't know, things that are like just slightly off of perfect harmony are all over the place.
Yeah, that's crazy. You should also give us like some sort of a scale function where it is just based off the phi ratio, and just see if that works or if it's just chaos. Like, how would you write music like
Depends
that?
on what you want to apply it to, right? Are you applying it to rhythm?
It's just a modulation source.
Yeah,
It's a modulation source. Yeah. Okay. So, and then it's like, are you just working with that ratio, or like the golden rectangle, for example, right? You're using the phi ratio as part of a simple pattern in order to get this like endless recession out of it.
Yeah.
So then it's like the golden ratio is just that number. It's just the ratio 1.618 to 1. And so what can you do with that? Turns out a lot of shit. A lot of shit.
Yeah.
If you want recursive patterns that infinitely nest inside themselves. I mean, and computers are great at shit like this. Hey, shout out Gödel Escher Bach. Fucking read that book in high school. Classic. Actually, there's a lot of things about that book that like turned out inaccurate. It was written in the 70s and everything, but from its point of view at the time.
I've never even heard of that.
But it's really inspiring. I mean, Gödel's a mathematician who wrote the incompleteness theorem that proves that essentially any mathematical system cannot be both complete and entirely self-consistent.
Three-body problem.
MC Escher and Bach.
MC Escher,
Bach is,
Bach.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yeah.
He's just pointing out similarities between all these things. A lot of fractal stuff.
Of course.
Cool.
Yeah. Good shit.
Lil Wayne.
Good shit. Lil Wayne. He's part of the fractal too.
Yeah.
And the Mayans predicted him.
Jacob Collier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, guys, we've almost done an hour and a half.
Thank you for joining us on the Physics Lounge.
Fuck yeah.
With your host.
It's been good.
It's the Physics Lounge.
It's been good. Audio physics. I don't know.
That's great.
Oh, we do have
working. Yeah.
We do have a last question here. have you checked out the NASA audio files? They are free to use.
Yeah.
With
accreditation.
Thank you. I was like,
I've sampled them without credit. Sorry, NASA. If you see this,
also,
that's just a legend.
for sure.
I have also downloaded data products straight from satellite data repositories and sonified them myself.
That's fucking sick.
Sick. I want some of those samples. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
I mean, I got some.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Open up my laptop and
that, or I want them in in MIDI, so I can just use them to generate random things. Like that's
what you do with them is your business.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'll give you a
USB
and you can stack it up.
Fuck
Guys,
yeah.
just busting out the black hole.
I mean, honestly, we need this. We need this right now. Okay, for example, this shit.
Yeah, you can just pull it out.
Yes.
Those are plasma waves from distant lightning strikes
in
low Earth orbit.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But I really like these ones that sound like birds. Hold on.
Holding.
You can't copyright space, bro.
Common heritage.
We are Stardust.
It does sound like birds. This is a rainforest.
Yeah, so that's called chorus waves. And those happen in the ionosphere around the terminator between dawn and dusk, which is crazy because that means they circle the Earth following dawn and dusk, like right at the edge between the day and the night, which birds also are like do. Like they're I mean, the birds themselves aren't following that line, but the bird song is like a Mexican wave, that goes around the planet.
Really? Yeah.
And so along the part of Earth, the longitude, the two of them, dusk and dawn, where the birds are all singing, the plasma waves in orbit also sound like birds.
The question
Fucking
is,
weird.
Whoa.
Fucking weird.
Put them together, and do they resonate?
great
And
question.
then the universe just implodes.
I also,
and then you come.
And then you come.
Yeah.
yeah.
Your
These
energy
are
go-
recorded through some
Those-
fancy microphone, or
No, so those
just
were
data?
electromagnetic
Just an iPhone,
signals from
Yeah.
antenna on the
Yeah.
NASA Van Allen probes, which were recorded in 3 dimensions for both the electric and magnetic field, and at a sample rate of 35 kilohertz
Oh,
in
okay.
the
Nice.
between about 1 hertz and about 12 kilohertz frequency range.
Okay.
And I took all 3 dimensions of the electric field and all 3 of the magnetic field, and in the spin plane of the spacecraft panned 1 dimension left and 1 right,
Okay.
and I put the up and down direction straight down the center and just layered the electric and magnetic field together, and then loaded it up in Ableton and hit
Fuck,
render.
dude.
Nice.
Fuck.
Nice. Okay.
You need to meet Restraint. You guys would have a
Yeah,
fun
you-
time.
for sure.
You and Undulate too. We're
And
having a grand old
Undulate.
day.
Can we get the 3 of them in a room together?
For real,
Holy
though.
fuck.
We can get them on the pod.
Hell yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
ever heard those gravitational wave signals from black holes colliding?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
look,
yes.
that shit got me into astrophysics in a way. Like,
Let's go.
I mean, this stuff. Yeah.
It's just SonarWorks.
That's my-
Black holes colliding is just SonarWorks.
because
my
they're
Halo.
circling each other near the speed of light, and every 2 oscillations is the black holes going around each other once.
Right.
Crazy.
I slightly cheated, though. Those were neutron stars.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I can hear it, dude.
That's it. We gotta end
Wow.
it. We gotta end it. You lied.
Wow.
What the fuck? Insane episode. I think that was a one-of-a-kind episode.
This is
for
beautiful. We can talk
sure.
about space nerd shit all day long. I fucking love this shit.
Hell
Are
yeah.
you running a set after this?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Fuck
go.
he is. Let's
So,
go.
those of you in chat, stick around. We're going to take a quick break to take some pictures and smoke some tobacco.
Yep.
And if you're watching on YouTube, you've reached the end of the program. If you want to see what happens live, then go to twitch.tv/always400official.
Right now.
And big ups to Erothyme for coming on the show.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I just have to.
Thanks for having
Let's
me, y'all.
fucking go.
It's
That was
been real.
sick as
Yeah, no,
fuck.
this
Thank
was
you, Chad.
such
Hey.
a fun episode.
Yeah, we need to do this again.
Yeah, we need
For
to have
sure.
it. We
Fuck
need to
yeah.
have an Undulate Restraint Erothyme episode.
That
That
be
would go
sick.
hard.
Yeah,
That
it would
would
be
be
so
crazy.
good.
fucking-
I mean, Anjali's been working on some programming stuff
I know.
lately,
fucking
too.
nerd.
So
Yeah.
definitely got to get in the room with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye everybody. Chat, thank you for being here.
We'll be right back.
Dadas, Quartz, Jacob. There was a 4th person. I don't know. Bye guys.
There's a good amount of people.
There was a lot, right?
Dawdust,
I love Dadas.
Hell yeah, dude.
Lang Flang,
Yo.
Oh, Lame Flang. Okay.
Bombaclat.
Cool.